Okay, it's rap pack to my pulse flat. We keep it real, no false rap. I got 4 cars and they all black. Got 4 bras and they all that. We call that ballin'. Doing this is my calling. Flow is so appalling. My phone off and she calling. I'm like, yeah.
What's up, internet fam, and welcome back to Nth Level Entertainment, the most awesome series, comic book, and movies related YouTube channel in South Africa. I am your host, Z the Entertainer, and it is flip time here back at the old Nth Level Entertainment Studios because we're about to review the first and only trailer to the highly anticipated animated Spider-Man feature film. Okay, now this film is called Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and it's going to feature the Miles Morales version of the Spider-Man character. Now, this is a character who was surrounded with a lot of controversy because he came around at a time when Marvel Comics was trying the all-new, all-different line of Marvel comic books, and they also wanted to introduce a lot of diversity into the comic book scene. There was big changes made to a lot of their main characters. I mean, Thor became a female in the form of Jane Foster in the Unworthy Thor storyline. And then we also had Tony Stark, Iron Man, die in the comics and be replaced by a female African-American version of the character called Riri. I think it's Riri Jackson or Riri Jenkins, somewhere along those lines. Her first name is Riri. I am not quite clear on the last name. People in the comment section, please let us know and clarify this for us. And we also had the Amadeus Cho version of the Incredible Hulk, who took up the mantle from Bruce Banner. So anyway, those are the exciting changes in the Marvel Comics line of stories that actually led up to the inspiration of this feature film. So anyway, without further ado, let's take a look. Oh, looks like there's a teaser trailer for the trailer. Okay, that's obviously him. The grave of Peter Parker. Ah, nice reveal, I think. You know, the voice on the music reminds me a lot of the Black Panther trailer. Very sharp. Okay, it's still winning his powers. Oh, there's the Prowler. That's his uncle. The big reveal is black, ladies and gentlemen. Interesting animation style.
Wait, so how many of us are there?
Christmas 2018. Okay, that was yeah, that was pretty cool. The animation style is quite different. It's an example of, like, you know, what modern like, you know, the modern animation style that, like, a lot of artists are now using these days on these comic book films and TV series and so on. It's a little sleeker, it's a little different from the classic style of animation. Things reminiscent to, I mean, like, the type of animation style that I'm referring to is, if you've ever seen He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. It's a very old cartoon, way back in the 80s. Something I actually grew up on myself. You know, like, very detailed animation styles like that. You know, you would also see that style still represented in movies like The Ultimate Avengers 1 and 2. The style that I'm seeing in this movie is very much like the Bruce Timm animated style from Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Justice League. It's very sort of simplistic, and it doesn't focus on a lot of detail, but is still able to translate a certain sense of reverence and quality through the animation style and its fluid lines. Very minimalistic kind of thing. It looks very interesting. It looks like, from the shots that I saw, it looks like they're staying pretty accurate to the actual origin of the Miles Morales character from the comics, because he comes from a storyline where he's in an alternate universe, and that in that universe, the Peter Parker Spider-Man actually dies, and he then ends up taking up the mantle. So from some of the shots, I mean, we see him at Peter Parker's grave. There's a subway shot where he's wearing a very sort of early version of the Spider-Man character that looks closer to the classic Peter Parker version. And he's talking to another Spider-Man in that on that subway platform. So we don't know whether that's now the main universe Peter Parker who crossed over to his universe to maybe give him the talk about what it is to be Spider-Man and how to be a hero. Maybe the Uncle Ben talk, with great power comes great responsibility. It could be anything, you know. If I learned anything from the Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi trailers, is that trailers can be cut in a very smart and misleading way, so that by the time you actually see the movie, things don't go the way you thought they would have in the trailer. But all in all, it looks like an exciting movie. Can't wait to see it. This one is it's actually going to be released in theaters. The first time something like that has been done in a very long time. I mean, the people that used to do that were like, you know, Disney, when they released the classic Disney animated stories. I think Marvel or DC haven't actually done that ever, if I'm not mistaken. Like, you know, release a full-length feature animated film in the theaters. But nonetheless, we live in exciting times, and I can't wait to see it. So this one comes out in Christmas, around about Christmas time, 2018. Let's see what happens when it drops. So otherwise, thank you very much for taking the time to check out this video. There are going to be some new developments to my channel. The 50 greatest movies of all time that I keep harping about will eventually come through. I'm very sorry about the delay. Logistically, things have just been a bit difficult. I am also starting a new feature to this channel called the MCU Challenge, where I am going to attempt to watch all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe films that came out ever since Iron Man 1, leading up to where we are currently in preparation to Avengers Infinity War. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to upload as many of these reviews as I can. Hopefully I'll get all of them before the actual release date in May. But yeah, that's the new thing that's coming up to my channel. Otherwise, please check out some of my other videos that have already been posted. If you haven't seen my Alita Battle Angel trailer reaction, please check that out. If you have seen the Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi movie, please check out my non-spoiler review, which is already up on my channel. I will be uploading a spoiler review in the form of a panel discussion with some friends of mine that I'll be shooting pretty soon. Otherwise, that's it from me, guys. As usual, stay awesome. Oh yes, and if you enjoyed this video, please click on the thumbs up button and leave us a like. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe and click on the bell icon so that you are notified every time we have new channel content on the channel. I can't talk today, and I am Z the Entertainer, and thank you very much for joining us. As usual, stay awesome, people. Take care of each other, and to infinity and beyond.
I'ma turn these zeros into tens and commas. Bitch, I'm ballin', closing $1 million deals. Catch me swerving, burning $100 bills. How I feel when you ballin', going places they never